Welcome to High on Y. It's pleasure having you here. In spite of, being your busy schedule and also busy schedule because of the cold weather in Bangalore right now.
For sure.
Yeah, and I also guess that you have a lot of pitfalls in your clinic right now because, people might have sensitivity because of the cold weather. Why do people find the sensitivity because of this weather?
There are a couple of patients, I still remember, they tell me कि डॉक्टर मुझे ऐसे लग रहा है मेरे दांत में ना continuous AC आ रहा है. That's the kind of sensitivity, that intensity of pain you are going to have.
So a lot of people feel कि बार-बार clean करवाने पे enamel चला जाता है. So what is that?
If you see your root canal, roots of your tooth, okay, if it gets infected, you have absolutely no idea what is the kind of bacteria inside. There is bacteria, there is viruses, there is fungi, there are so many things. Without cardiac consent, you can't do dental procedures.
I've seen a lot of people are giving to the kids more because kids are not brushing properly, so electric brushes are more easier for the kids.
Correct.
So what do you suggest for kids?
No, I feel that is the foundation. I feel one thing which is very underrated in dentistry is autoclaving.
Okay.
Sterilization protocol.
Okay.
Very essential this is in dentistry. Whether your clinic aesthetics or your clinic size is smaller or the biggest. Something which every clinician has to put money into is sterilization. Okay.
Welcome to another episode of High and Y. Today we are joined by Dr. Kurrat Sharif. She is an endodontist and a root canal specialist. Dr. Kurrat is a passionate dentist. She is a CEO of Stanley Dental and she's training young dentists across India. Let's hear from Dr. Kurrat about root canal treatments. Welcome to High on Y. It's pleasure having you here in spite of, being your busy schedule and also busy schedule because of the cold weather in Bangalore right now.
For sure.
Yeah, and I also guess that you have a lot of footfalls in your clinic right now because, people might have sensitivity because of the cold weather.
For sure.
So, welcome. Thanks for being here.
Thank you.
So, first my question would be, why do people find the sensitivity because of this weather?
So there are different layers in your teeth. Okay, so I'm sure everybody will be aware. Most of the girls will be aware about this enamel, the teeth. Everybody wants white colored teeth. So your first layer in the tooth is enamel. Okay. And the second layer in your tooth is dentine. Okay. That is something yellow in color.
Okay.
So what happens is, say now you're having an initial decay in the first layer. You will not be aware about that until there are a couple of people who are very conscious about their teeth. They keep looking into the mirror and they're like, oh my God, I think there is some black, discoloration in the tooth. Right? And that's when they come to a dentist. Or there are majority of people who are not aware that, once in a year, you have to go show to a dentist. So when there is a decay in the first layer, you can remove it and do a filling. Okay? So if you're not removing the decay, it's a continuous process. So it will get into your second layer. So the moment it enters into your second layer is when everybody is going to end up in having sensitivity. Like, there are a couple of patients, I still remember, they tell me कि डॉक्टर मुझे ऐसे लग रहा है मेरे दांत में ना continuous AC आ रहा है.
Okay.
So that's the kind of sensitivity, that intensity of pain you are going to have.
So you are also saying like how we go and do our regular checkups in the hospitals, like that we should go to a dentist and do a checkup.
Very important. So it's like I told you. So second layer, your decay enters there. So say now even that symptom is neglected. For example, say now there are a couple of patients who tell me, doctor, I used a Sensodyne toothpaste and I just applied and I felt fine. So that is going to give you symptomatic relief. And that's not the treatment, let me tell you. So if again that symptom is neglected, so what's going to happen is your decay is going to go into your third layer. The third layer is the blood supply of your tooth. And then the tooth is indicated for a root canal treatment. So a simple filling is been neglected and made it get into a root canal, So it's very important that, maybe once in 8 months or once in a year, come get your oral hygiene checkup done so that if there is any decay, we can always remove and do a filling. Better to do is a filling rather than root canal, right?
And
Yeah.
what is about the cleaning of your teeth? Because they keep saying, okay, once in a while or probably yearly once. I'm not sure about the, span of how long we should make that cleaning happening. So how do you suggest on that? And also a lot of people feel कि बार-बार clean करवाने पे enamel
चले।
also चला जाता है. So what is that you
See,
suggest?
it's very difficult for me to tell get cleaning done once in a year or once in 8 months. It is patient specific. When I say patient specific, there are a couple of patients who are not aware about correct brushing technique. Your technique of brushing is very essential. Say now when you're not brushing correctly, there's a lot of tartar which gets deposited. Okay. So when tartar gets deposited, it's absolutely not possible, for you to take it off just by brushing. So then you have to go for scaling and polishing procedure.
So it completely depends on how you're
Maintaining
your oral hygiene.
Yeah, that is very important. Correct brushing technique is something I always emphasize all my patients. So there are a couple of patients who tell me, doctor, I'm using, electric toothbrushes.
Yeah.
So electric toothbrushes and manual toothbrushes, if you try to compare, both are same. In fact, I feel that in manual toothbrushing technique, correct technique, okay, so you'll be able to remove your food particles from every hook and corner. Okay. Whereas in your electric toothbrushes, though there is something called oscillation, rotation, like vibrations.
It keeps rotating.
Yeah. But the moment you try to apply pressure on that brush, your brush stops rotating.
Okay.
So I generally recommend, electric toothbrushes for people. Say now, they are brushing as if they are scrubbing their clothes. They have been having this, brushing is not about applying too much pressure and making your tooth structure bye-bye. It's not like that. So, there is a correct way of brushing. So if you know the correct technique, it makes your job easier. Okay.
Especially electric brushes you mentioned, no? I've seen a lot of people are giving to the kids more because kids are not brushing properly, no? So electric brushes are more easier for the kids.
Correct.
So what do you suggest for kids?
No, I feel that is the foundation from where you need to educate your kids on basic, brushing techniques and gargling after every meal, because that's the foundation.
Yeah.
So if the parent is, educating their kids on the way to brush and say now gargling after every meal and night brushing is very essential. So if you are teaching your kids from that age, like I said, it's foundation.
Yes.
So if your foundation is correct, I don't think so you require anything as such. Yeah.
Nice. Okay. Okay. Let me come to your endodontics questions because I have majorly created on that because you're an endodontic specialist.
For sure.
People would have heard about, BDS, general surgeons, MDS, but endodontic specialization is very new to people. And, there are millions of natural teeth saved by endodontist. Okay. So what is actually endodontist and how are they different from the general dentist?
See, endodontics is a specialty which deals with root canal therapy. Okay. Majorly, I would say that.
Okay.
So root canal is extremely important. Why are we trying to save the tooth? We are trying to save the tooth is cause you're eating from that on a regular basis. No matter what, natural tooth is your natural tooth.
Yes.
So as a root canal specialist, I will 100% recommend try to save your natural teeth.
Okay.
And in scenarios where it's absolutely not possible is then you go for a tooth removal or extraction. So in 3 years, so masters is basically for 3 years. Okay. So in endodontics, we focus majorly on how perfectly you can do a root canal therapy. Okay. There is something called as 3D cleaning or irrigation. Okay. With the help of innumerous chemicals. Okay. We use a lot of chemicals to, firstly, how to use your chemicals is very important. Okay. So that's the approach which has been taught in our 3 years of masters. And then how do you do with the filling? Okay. So there's something called 3D filling. All right. That is an advancements in endodontics, which has been taught in our, masters again. And tooth is very complex.
Yeah.
So I'll give you a basic example. Say now heart. Heart has innumerous arteries branching. If you actually see a picture of heart, you can see a main artery. Okay. Matlab the main blood supply. Okay. And then you see there are innumerous branchings. Okay. You just see a normal picture. Exactly is your natural tooth. So, doing your root canal therapy is extremely important in a correct manner. Okay. So, as a root canal specialist, I have done maximum failed root canals. So majority of the, doctors across Bangalore, they used to call me when the patient comes with pain again. Say a patient has done a root canal treatment and again after 2 years, 3 years, 4 years, 5 years.
They come up with the same problem.
Again the same pain. Okay. So that's when an endodontist come into a picture. Okay. Because this is something, is taught in our, masters. How do you know, like how a tooth has different canals? We say multiple roots, multiple branching, multiple canals, So this is very important. This has to be done perfectly. You should know exactly where is the extra root, where is the extra canal, how it can be different, how to fill that.
By doing the failed root canal treatments, you can also know more about things.
Yeah.
Okay.
So in your basic endodontics, they teach you in such a manner that there is no chance for failure.
Acha.
Understanding?
Okay. So in endodontics, we can actually learn that you can't fail in doing root canal treatment.
Yeah.
Okay. And they will also teach you what will be a failure root canal treatment.
Correct.
You will go in the right path.
Yes, you're right. So re-root canals, file breakages, so when we are doing a root canal therapy, we use a certain number of files. Say sometimes it's a procedural error. Sometimes, it can happen to anybody that the file can break inside the, root of yours. So how do you manage that?
Okay.
How do you remove that, retrieve that? Or how do you bypass that? So there are innumerous, I would say, under specialities, so many things in endodontics. And if your root canal therapy is not done correctly, if your root canal fails, in simple terms, the bacteria, the viruses are 10 times more than initially you going to a dentist, So the bacteria becomes very resistant, in a re-root canal treatment I'm talking about. Okay. So how do you take care of that? How to manage that? And
so it's always better to go to an endodontist for a root canal.
Very important.
So when do you understand, yes, I have to go through a, endodontist. I have to get the root canal treatment done. See, basically, as you said, कि जब हमें cavity हो जाता है, we just leave it. We don't go for a treatment and then it goes to your nerves and then is what occurs for a root canal treatments, right? So how does that happen and how can we stop it? How can we know, okay, this is going to lead to this? What signs I can make sure, okay, early I can do this?
Like I said, very important is that once in 8 months or once in a year, regular checkup is very important. And do not neglect basic symptoms like, for example, sensitivity.
Okay.
It's the first sign in your oral cavity. Okay. If somebody is very conscious while they are brushing, they're looking at tiny, dots, black dots. Again, that's a sign that yes, definitely you have to go show to a dentist. Okay. These are the two major signs. Say now, if you ignore these two signs, then you develop having pain. Okay. So the pain, if you ask me, doc, what is the intensity of pain? Whether, I'm going to have mild pain, moderate pain, severe pain. I'm so sorry. I would not be able to answer this cause every human body is different, right? Everybody's immune response is different, right? So how it's going to act in your body may not be the same in mine, right? They can be very mild, negligible symptoms, as well. All right. And say, even if this is neglected, then finally your entire tooth is eaten up. Okay. And after that, finally your tooth has to go for extraction. You may not have pain at all. Okay. Say last stage, I generally tell my patient, this is called bidai stage.
Okay.
You're telling bye to the tooth. Okay. So I generally say this to my patients. It's a bidai stage. You're saying bye. So, that point of time when the tooth is completely eaten up, like gone. So not required that you may have always pain at that stage. So I generally categorize this as a chronic infection.
Okay.
Chronic infections, you never have pain. But that doesn't mean that the tooth is not indicated for root canal treatment.
Okay. But generally, people are a little bit scared to go to a dentist because root canal treatment is still like, such a painful treatment.
No.
Okay. I mean, I have heard, okay, doctor ne bol diya root ko, oh my god, root canal treatment, root canal treatment. So still people scare for it. Why do you think it's,
I think it's a taboo.
Okay.
One.
It's not painful, you say?
No. So I would say that, say, if you ask me 60 years back, it was painful. Maybe it was.
Okay.
Okay. Maybe the technologies were not advanced. All right.
Hmm.
So yeah, maybe then you can say it was painful. But right now in this generation, the technology is so advanced. Like if you compare in the previous era, people used to take 3-4 sittings to finish one root canal therapy. Okay. So right now you can finish the root canal in one sitting. Okay. Depending upon the status of your tooth. Matlab, infection. Okay. So either one sitting or maximum 2 sittings. All right. Generally. I'm talking in a general way. So everything is advanced right now, and anesthesia is given in a very appropriate manner. Okay. There are so many new gadgets, to deliver your local anesthesia, so that will reduce the intensity of pain.
Okay.
So I don't think so. There should be any kind of pain, even post-operative. During the procedure, absolutely.
There won't be any pain.
I don't think so. You should
After
have any
that, I
pain.
think only the sensitivity part.
The post-treatment is something you need to really work on, So I always tell this to my patients. Take the medications on time. So I write it. Take at this time, take at this time, take at this time. Don't eat this. So there are a list of instructions I give to my patients. I tell them, just religiously follow what I'm telling you. Your pain and discomfort is going to be very minimal.
Okay.
Not like, oh my God, my tooth is paining. Oh my God, I'm having a huge swelling. So like how many ever patients I have treated, if you ask me with my experience, I would have hardly seen 1 to 2% of patients having some kind of terrible pain.
Okay.
Especially patients who are diabetic.
Okay.
Uncontrolled diabetes, I would say that, rightly said, So in this generation, everybody has medical comorbidities. Some problem, right? But maintenance is something, if you're maintaining your diabetes level like appropriately, I don't think so you should have much discomfort and problem.
So good oral hygiene is also equal to good health, overall health.
Very important question you have asked me. I feel that whatever you eat is happening from your mouth, and then it gets into your esophagus, and then into your stomach, and then into your intestines. So, maintaining your oral hygiene is extremely important. One, you need teeth. Especially, one more thing I would definitely like to tell this is, patients are not bothered about their teeth in behind. They are your molars. Especially women I have seen, couple of them. Doctor, just treat my aesthetic zone. I'm like, you don't have teeth behind. Malab, that's the most important area you need to eat. Right? So
that's where we chew from.
Exactly, so this is very important. This I definitely would like to, tell to all the audiences that yes, aesthetics is definitely important for anybody, but having your molars, your first and second molars are extremely important. Okay. If you're not having these teeth, how are you going to eat? My question is that.
Right.
All right. So what couple of patients do is say now there is teeth missing on one side. Maximum they're eating from this side.
That happens.
I just asked them a very simple question. Can you walk from one leg? If you're going to do that, what is going to happen to that leg on a longer term run? Now, say after 4-5 years, what's going to happen then? It's going to start giving you knee problem.
True.
Right? So you need 2 legs to walk correctly and balance. Same goes with your oral cavity. So when there's something called biting forces or masticatory forces. Okay. That needs to be equally divided on both the sides of your jaw. Okay. So when you're trying to overeat from one area, obviously your teeth is going to get worn off. The masticatory load is too much on one side. Even if you do not have dental issues, you'll end up in having dental problems.
Okay.
So this is important.
That's very important.
Very rehabilitating your molars, your behind teeth is extremely important.
Generally, your root canal treatments are for what age people generally go with such procedures? I mean, because I could understand the process of how it is, but then now I feel also younger people are also getting root canal treatments done. Okay. So how are patients coming to you for that?
Say now you can have a patient from 6 years old, okay, till a patient.
Is it as advisable for such young
If
children?
the moment, like I said, if the decay is approaching the third layer, there is no option.
There's no option.
You have to go for root canal.
और कोई तरीका नहीं है.
नहीं है. So if you need the tooth, okay, in your oral cavity, obviously you're as young as 6 years old, then there's no option of tooth removal, right? So then you have to end up in going with root canal therapy itself.
Okay. So what is the cause behind this, you think?
Cause is awareness, educating yourself. Okay, I feel Instagram is so easy right now. There are so many reels on Instagram, you know, educational reels, so many. So people should be aware of that. Okay. Like I said, I still, you know, stand by that oral checkups once in 8 months or once in a year. This is what I definitely recommend, so that you don't allow the tooth to undergo for a root canal therapy. Right?
No, what I'm asking is what we can do to stop that, you know, process at a younger stage. Is it because of the food we're consuming?
Can I ask you one question? Is it possible for a kid to stop them from eating chocolates?
Definitely not. That's the hardest job.
Exactly. So I said foundation. So it's very important that, you know, parents educate their kids right from the beginning. You know, brushing 2 times.
So oral hygiene agar sahi hai, to we can avoid all this.
I see you have to eat everything. Every appropriate amount of nutrition is required for a kid. Let it be even sugar. I would not say in a excess quantity, but yes, in a, you know, so much required quantity is required for a patient, for any kid. So I feel that educating the kid is very important. It's in the hand of parents. You know, teaching them 2 times brushing. Night brushing is something extremely important. Gargling. Very basic, very simple, you know.
And this goes to everybody, not to
Yes, for sure. So that's what, if from
the beginning, if we do it, then it's very easier.
Very easy. They are so used to it that, you know, there are a couple of patients who tell me, oh my God, I cannot stay without gargling. Anything there in my, clinging on to my teeth or anything.
Once we are used to, we can't. But do you also think, you know, being, in spite of, you know, people being educated, they also have awareness of all this, but still they don't follow, you know, patients coming to you.
I feel that most of the patients who are educated, they definitely follow this. And they are very particular. Very particular. They are, I see different kinds of patients. Well, one group of patients who are well aware about maintaining dental hygiene and, you know, taking care of their teeth. There is one category of patient. Ayo, doctor, do something. Yeah, doctor, I know. It's okay. You just do this. You know, so have this category of patients as well. So that time it becomes a challenge to make them understand, you know.
Right.
So then I have to make them understand with very basic things, which is relatable for them in their normal day-to-day life. Then they are like, yes, doctor, what you're saying is right. Yeah. So I feel that mostly patients who are educated and who are aware, they really take care of it. Yeah.
But I'm sure there's still a lot of people who don't, right?
Yeah, for sure.
Okay. So coming to your journey, okay. So you started your journey into this, and being an endodontist, how was your journey till now? Okay.
Oh my God. So I think I still remember the first time when I entered my, you know, first day of my college in masters.
Okay. Because I also feel, you know, a lot of people in dentist, I have seen a lot of people as a BDS, who's done BDS and then doing specialization into endodontist, MDS and all. Very few people I have come across, and also people who do dentist is people don't get MBBS seat and then they end up in this.
True.
Okay. So how is it for you? Your journey was very different. So I would, you know, like to know your journey.
So I have done, so I backed a free seat. I got into medical for almost 7 months. Yeah.
MBBS mein free seat.
Yes. Okay. For 7 months. And then I told my dad, this is not what I want to do. I was very keen on doing dentistry from beginning. But obviously when you bag a free seat for medical, then how can you switch from medical to dentistry? So that was the task, to convince my dad. And then gradually I was like, no, this is what I want to pursue. I still remember. I told my dad, no, I want to do dentistry itself. So it was a big task for me to make him understand, but I finally got into BDS on the 8th month.
Okay.
Matlab almost my first year was getting over.
Okay.
So that's when I got into dentistry. So yeah, dentistry is something I always wanted to pursue. It is a very artistic field, and you need to have a lot of patience.
Mhm.
And a root canal is a kind of specialty, I would say, requires a lot of patience, and it's a meticulous procedure. Okay. And yeah, if you're passionate about it, very important is passion. I think you'll do it immensely good. And I always tell all my juniors, like who have just finished their BDS or masters, they ask me, ma'am, how did you get there? So I always tell them, okay, consistency. You can't just do one day a wow root canal and then next day like forget it. It can't happen like that. Every single day you have to make sure you do consistently good. Okay. And
Yeah, that's how I can understand why you're passionate about doing dentistry.
yeah. So yeah, consistency is something important, I feel. And this has always been my dream. Like,
Nice.
Yeah. So first day also when I entered into my master's, first day my HOD asked me, I still remember, why, root canal specialty? She asked me. I don't, ma'am, this is my dream. She just looked at me and smirked. Okay, oh really? Do you really think you can do this like that, So.
Is it also because root canal treatment is a delicate procedure? So
Yes.
Also a reason why you pursued into root canal specialist?
Yeah. Yeah, this is what I always want to do. It's a very delicate procedure, like you said, rightly said. It's a very challenging procedure. It's not easy. Most of the people think, oh, what is there in root canal? So doing it perfectly is something which is going to make you very different from others. I always have learned one thing in my life is it's not about just doing a root canal therapy. How many years your tooth is surviving? How many years your tooth is going to survive is the question. Nowadays, everybody within 2 years, 1 year, 3 years, 4 years come back having pain in the same tooth.
Correct.
So that's a failed root canal. Whatever you have done has gone for a failure.
So once we do a root canal for one tooth, so it will be there for a lifelong. We can't revert it.
It can give you immense longevity.
Okay.
Okay.
The problem won't occur.
No. If the root canal is done perfectly, there won't be any issue with the tooth.
Okay.
But definitely there'll be issue with the cap. Okay.
Okay.
So caps, your crowns, do not stay for your life. Obviously, you're eating from that, right? So obviously there is certain wear and tear. Very important is you change your crowns. If you ask me when, okay, just go show once in 3 years, once in 5 years. Okay, keep that area clean, floss that area. Very important. Use a water pick. Okay, brushing again 2 times, gargling after every meal. So if you're going to put all these things into your practice, it will give you longevity. If you ask me how many years, maybe 10 years, maybe 15 years, maybe 20 years, maybe 25 years.
It depends on your oral hygiene.
Very important is how you maintain. If you're maintaining it well, it will definitely give you a longevity.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, coming to, you have 2 clinics, okay?
Yeah.
So running a clinic is literally like a startup. You have your own struggles.
100%.
So what were your initial struggles and where are you right now
So when I started my career post working as a freelancer, so as a freelancer, you go to any particular clinic, as a consultant you're going. When I say freelance, they call up and they tell you, doctor, there is a root canal case, say now first molar. So I'm like, okay, give this time appointment. So I go and finish the treatment and bye. Over. That's my job as a freelancer. But from there, switching into, having your own startup was a great task. So I feel that choosing the correct location of your clinic is very important. The first clinic what I chose was in Jai Mahal. Oh my God, that's a very old part of Bangalore. Okay. And people have a concept and a thinking there. Where they have been going, they go there only. And to break that in that area was extremely challenging for me, So
the comfort matters for people.
Yeah, for sure. It was very challenging for me there, right? Because they are going to a particular dentist. They are not okay to go to somebody new. Yeah. And as a beginner, I had just started my career. So let me tell one more thing. Majority of the people think I'm very sorry, apologies, but majority of the people think that having gray hair means you're experienced.
Experience pe people go to the doctors. Yeah.
So, gray hair doesn't mean, sorry again, gray hair doesn't mean ki, you have to be 100% experienced. I feel that in this present era, it's the amount of patients you do, the number of patients you do. That is what is going
And अभी तो ग्रे है तो 30s में भी आ जाते
हैं. तो मतलब कोई बड़ा है,
matters.
somebody is older, मतलब yeah, this person is experienced. Simple.
That's not with dentistry. Any doctor.
It's not like that.
We see that. Okay, how many years of experience do they have?
Patient.
10 saal? 12 saal? Okay, let's go. I mean, they'll believe them.
Yeah. So this is what I want to convey to all the people. I feel there's so many youngsters out there who have immense talent, who are immensely, great. I would say, wow. At times, like when I see certain, I take interviews of couple of doctors. I'm like, wow. Like really amazing, just pass out and crazy, kind of work they do. So I feel that, it's the number of patients you do. Yeah. All right. So that is very important. So when you're choosing a doctor, it's not about the years. It is, say, maybe in a year, a doctor is doing maybe say now 10 root canals or say 100 root canals, 200 root canals, whereas the other doctor is doing say more than 1,000 root canals. So in that 1,000, you're going to learn something from that, right? So you're treating every different, like I said, every tooth is very different. So you're seeing so many complex internal anatomy, right? So yeah, that's how you learn, dentistry is all about that. So the number of patients you do, you know how to manage. So there are a couple of patients I still remember. So I just finished maybe the root canal in 20 minutes. Okay, precisely.
Okay.
All right. The patient was like, you finished the root canal. Did you do it properly? Like the patient was like that. Did you do it properly?
Okay. And maybe they have too painless also.
You finished it. Did you do it properly? I was like, oh my God. It's difficult to make the patient understand. So that comes over a period of experience. Yeah. The number of patients, what you have done for you to get in there. True. It doesn't happen in a day. When I started the first root canal, just to start the first step, I took 2 hours as a beginner.
Got it.
Right?
Got it.
So, whereas the patient is very difficult to make the patient understand. Right? So that's how it happens. It takes a lot of experience for you to get in there.
How many root canals you would have done?
There's no count. When I started my career, maybe in a month, I used to do 200, 300 cases.
Okay.
In a month, I used to do 200, 300, more than 200, 300 completed cases. Not like
how
started.
Do you feel after doing one, root canal treatment? Is it more, I know it's a complex process, but for you as doing it repeatedly, how do you feel at the end of the day?
I feel very satisfied. I feel that I can see that, progress in my handwork. Handwork is something extremely important in dentistry. Okay. So I feel, oh my God, I started from the scratch, where I didn't know anything. Even after doing masters. Okay. I still feel that, like dentistry is a never ending learning process. There is always something new from every patient you learn. So when I started initially, I was like, oh my God, I've done so many cases. And then after doing so many cases, I'm like, oh my God, there's still a lot of things to learn.
Is it also exhausting for you after the procedure?
No, I think I love doing
my
specialty. No.
When you do it with passion, anything which is complex is easy at the end.
No. I never get exhausted. Okay. I think this is something, till my last breath I'll be doing this.
Lovely.
So this can never be exhausting for me, for sure.
Okay. As you were telling me about, people, coming into the clinics on the experience or, the number of experience regarding that. Don't you think if you have good tools, techniques in your, clinic, your clinic is really nice, you have all the tools in there, all the modern tools in there, and then people, come into your clinic, there's no change in there?
I feel one thing which is very underrated in dentistry is autoclaving.
Okay.
Sterilization protocol.
Okay.
Very essential this is in dentistry, whether your clinic aesthetics or your clinic size is smaller or the biggest. Something which every clinician has to put money into is sterilization. Okay. So we say autoclaving unit.
Okay.
Very important because
That's for the sterilization.
yes, because a patient can walk into your clinic having AIDS, having hepatitis, having HIV, anything, any disease which is transmissible.
Yeah.
Right? So it can transfer from one person to another. They can be different mediums. Mediums can be saliva, mediums can be blood, they can be a prick, anything. Right? So I feel more than modernizing and making it look aesthetically nicer, that is definitely important. I would not say, this is not important. But still, the most important thing in dentistry, I feel, is sterilization. Okay. And then the device is what you use. Okay. That makes your job easy.
Yeah.
Okay. And it makes it, done precisely. Okay. So your gadgets is something, everybody should spend on. Okay. Then comes your aesthetics.
Okay. So
Of
you
the
say
clinic.
the first is the sterilization process.
Very important. Sterilization protocol is extremely important.
And I
then
also
your
feel,
devices.
the patients only then feel comfortable also.
Yeah. So this is very important, definitely. See, like, obviously everybody has a taste. Everybody has a, say you want to go somewhere out. This is a kind of hotel you want to get into, or this is the kind of cafe. You see the aesthetics, you see the environment, right? So that is a eating place still, right? This
Yeah,
is something
of course.
you're getting it done in your oral cavity, right? Say when you're getting into a hospital, you have to choose a good hospital because the sterilization protocols will be very strict there. Because there is a mass amount of patients who get in there with so many dreadful diseases.
True.
Nobody is going to tell you, right? And this is something which is extremely important,
Definitely.
This should be the most important thing inculcated in each and every dental clinic across the world. I would say that, sterilization protocol.
Lovely.
Yeah.
Actually, it was really nice talking to you,
Same here.
Kurat, and got to learn a lot of things about,
Okay.
you being endodontist and have taught us, what root canal treatment is, when to go for a root canal treatment, and how to avoid it.
Yeah.
So these were the learnings and takeaways from today's, conversation. So thank you so much for being here
Absolutely
and teaching
no
us
problem.
all this.
Absolutely no problem. It was a pleasure being here.
Thank you.